Mireya Villarreal is in Lakeport, California, near the Mendocino complex fires. Mireya, last night was the first night that homes were burned since the initial fires began. You also mentioned 40-foot flames coming at firefighters. Tell us what happened last night and why the fire was so intense.
You know, it's really kind of crazy how this weather works in this area. When you're on the coast here in California, you have what's called like an inversion layer. And basically in the morning hours, the cooler weather creeps in, which really helps firefighters. Winds are calm, you're not feeling anything. In fact, I would probably say we're in the 60s right now and a jacket feels good. This layer of kind of fog lasts pretty much through the morning hours, and usually you'll see it lift at about 1 p.m. So again, still really good timing, really good time for firefighters to get out. They kind of lay some hoses down, they draw some lines that helps them with their fire prevention and proactive nature. And then what you see is probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, the winds start to pick up, which is exactly what happened yesterday. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we saw the wind started to pick up, and then it starts to get even more complicated throughout the evening and into the night. When nightfall happens, that's when things get a little bit difficult, because obviously you have the winds that are coming in, you have the airdrops that are supposed to help you, but at night you really can't have a ton of airdrops because you really can't see anything. So obviously you have the wind that is pulling up, the hot spots are growing, and so these guys are doing the best they can, going from house to house, trying to make sure that they put out whatever flames that they can on the ground. So it gets extremely difficult during the night hours.
So Mireya, you mentioned the weather, of course, and firefighters rely on the weather to cooperate. It seems that recent weather reports are showing the winds are expected to calm down. Will firefighters be using this window to contain the fire, and will they be able to get some rest?
You know, absolutely. I think that's exactly what they're hoping for at this point. I mean, I think that the cooler weathers definitely helps them. The one thing it doesn't do, though, it doesn't, blow out a lot of the smoke in the area, so you have a lot of that lingering around. But I think what it allows them to do, it gives them time to go in, make sure that they put out a lot of hot spots. In some cases, they may attempt to light some backfires depending on what the area looks like right now. But I think a lot of it will be really fire prevention, getting out, laying down some more hoses, putting out hot spots, making sure that they obviously are prepared for any changing weather. Although right now, as you said, the winds are expected to calm down and cooler weather should be able to help them over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Mireya, it seems like these firefighters are playing a game of whack-a-mole. One fire goes down, another one goes up somewhere else. I mean, they must be feeling the fatigue. Residents must be scared. How are people there trying to keep their spirits up?
You know, if the fatigue is real, absolutely. I think these guys are running nonstop, and although they are on 24-hour shifts and they are rotating in and out, I think it's difficult because, obviously once you're out here and you're on the line and you're working, it only takes a few hours of really busting things and constantly moving to get exhausted. And so you have to stay hydrated. You have to take your breaks when you can, get your sleep when you can, no matter what time of the day or night it is for that matter. I think people are trying to stay informed and trying to stay as uplifted as they can by keeping in touch with their local law enforcement. We spoke with a sheriff yesterday who is making the rounds throughout the day. He basically tries to put as much video and information as he can on social media. That's what a lot of these law enforcement agencies have done to try and keep people calm, let them know what's happening in their areas, keep them informed so that they don't feel the need to come out here and get in the way of these firefighters while they are doing their job. So it's difficult, but the good news is it does feel like CAL FIRE is telling us at this point they do feel like they're making some progress.
Mireya Villarreal in Lakeport, California, thank you, and stay safe out there.